the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So why do Catholics make the sign of the cross? I think if you're coming from other religious traditions, maybe when you walk into a Catholic church and you see artwork or holy water fonts, an altar, statues, stained glass windows, kneelers, you might look at all of these things and wonder, hey, what's going on with the Catholic faith? What is with all this stuff? So the Catholic faith recognizes that the human person is the union of a material body and a spiritual soul. And therefore, that is reflected in our religion. When you come to a Catholic Mass, you will see us sitting, you'll see us standing, you'll see us kneeling. Our posture is going to reflect what we're doing with our souls, how we're praying with our souls. Our bodies are participating in that. In the same way, we're also using physical elements like water, bread and wine, oil, rosary beads, and even our gestures like things like the sign of the cross. So I got this great book called Science of Life by Dr. Scott Hahn, and in this book he talks about a number of these elements that I'm talking about, like incense, candles, sacred images, relics, and the sign of the cross. So I thought I'd share with you some of the things that he says about the sign of the cross. He says that the sign of the cross is the most basic Christian gesture in prayer. So in this book, Dr. Scott Hahn explains that the sign of the cross goes all the way back to the beginning of Christianity. In the 2nd century, he quotes Tertullian proclaimed, "In all our travels and movements, in all our coming in and going out, in putting on our shoes, at the bath, at the table, in lighting our candles and lying down, and in sitting down, whatever task occupies us, we mark our forehead with the sign of the cross." So then he explains that the gesture of the sign of the cross has been different at different times and in different cultures. It hasn't always looked like what you might be familiar with. Early on, it was just a marking of a thumb, and we still see that at Mass or at baptisms. We'll see just the simple thumb on the forehead, the sign of the cross. Now, in the sign of the cross, we're professing in the simple prayer the belief in the Trinity and our belief in our redemption by Jesus from the cross. We say in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We're marking ourselves with the cross by which we're redeemed and professing our belief in the Trinity. So Dr. Scott Hahn also says this simplest gesture is the richest of creeds. It encompasses the infinite, it proclaims the Trinity, the incarnation, and our redemption. So a good portion of my extended family is not Catholic, and when we all get together for holidays and we're ready to pray before we eat, half of the family is standing on one side and half of the family is on the other side. We all pray together, but one half of the family is all making the sign of the cross. And I've always wondered why Christians who are not Catholic don't make the sign of the cross. There's nothing about the sign of the cross that's uniquely Catholic, and we can see in this book that the sign of the cross goes all the way back to the beginning of Christianity, and he quotes Tertullian in the 2nd century. So Catholic or not, I would encourage you to make the sign of the cross. It's a beautiful, beautiful prayer. Now, as Catholics, it's important that we're always studying our faith, especially apologetics. So we've made a list of the 10 most essential apologetics books that we believe that every Catholic must read, and we want you to get a free copy of that list. There's a link to our website in the description below where you can get a copy of that list. Please follow that link. Thank you for watching this video, and we will see you in the next video.